About 9 months ago, it was suggested strongly that I return to psychotherapy. Hey, no problem. Since the sessions began, I maintained the Wednesday at 6 p.m. appointment. That spot is mine. Sometimes during the week, there'd be a need for more than one session, but the 6 o'clock Wednesday slot is the constant. The rub of my having a steady appointment is that the patient that has the 5:15, the appointment right before mine, has also been the same person for these 9 months. That means that every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, when our therapist opens her office door to me in the waiting room, me and Mr. 5:15 are forced to walk past each other. I'm entering the office as he's leaving. Me and Mr. 5:15 have this unspoken agreement not to make eye contact during the exchange. Still, curiosity forces us both to steal a glance of the other. As we pass, I do my best to raise my shoulders, suck in my stomach, and maintain a sane and healthy posture. Mr. 5:15 makes a few temporary adjustments as well, and we both try our hardest not to appear too mentally unstable in front of each other. Every Wednesday at 6, the office door opens, and Sheila Miller, PSYD, says goodbye to him before saying, "Come on in, Cindy." And this is something that really gets under my skin. How come Mr. 5:15 gets to know my name, but I don't get to know his? After a few months of this bullshit, I finally got the nerve to call Sheila Miller, PSYD, out on this. I suggested that, instead of using my real name, we come up with an alias for me that we could use when it was time for me to enter the office. I brought in a list of possible fake names. I preferred Phoebe. However, Sheila Miller, PSYD, thought the better solution was for her to just stop saying my name rather than going with my perfectly good alias suggestion. Whatever. Then I made my case that since Mr. 5:15 already got to know my name, it was only fair that I got to know his. Sheila Miller, PSYD, shot that idea down as well. She said that this was unethical. She said that she was uncomfortable giving me the names of fellow clients. I pointed out how she seemed pretty comfortable outing me, and that the morals and ethics only seemed to come into play when it came time to level the playing field. Sheila Miller, PSYD, then did that thing she does and accuses me of creating growth obstacles. She asked if perhaps stirring up these controversies was my way of keeping us from talking about what's really going on with me. It's a trick she pulls every time I catch her working against me. You know, she pulls the same nonsense whenever I complain that she needs to be doing something about the brothel that operates across from the G train station by her office. This illicit operation goes under the name of New Age Wellness Spa. However, any fool can see that the only wellness going on under this roof is allowing married men to come and cheat on their wives by indulging in illegal, not to mention immoral, sex acts. Sheila Miller, PSYD, then said that I have no proof that the New Age Wellness Spa is a whorehouse. So again, she refuses to take me seriously on the matter. I was determined to prove to Sheila Miller that there was wrongdoing going on at this place. Then, one day, all the proof I needed just fell into my lap. It was just any other Wednesday, and I'm walking to the G train after a session. I'm walking past the New Age Wellness Spa, and guess who I see coming out? Mr. 5:15. And as he's turning out the whorehouse doorway, this time he's looking right at me coming up the block. Now I'm looking right at him, giving him my best, "Let's see you explain your way out of this stare." Mr. 5:15 didn't even acknowledge me. Instead, he walks by like there's nothing wrong. You better believe I march my way right back to the office of one Sheila Miller, PSYD. I can't wait to see her face when I tell her what Mr. 5:15, Mr. Wonderful, whose name we dare not speak, is doing with his evenings. As I'm approaching the office, I see her exiting the building. I come running up and I lay it all out there for her. in graphic detail. But she could care less. She said that by keeping tabs on her other clients, I'm putting her in a very awkward spot. Again, she completely takes his side. That's the thanks I get. By bringing to her attention that with full certainty, I'm at least 80 to 90% sure that one of her clients is a certified sex offender, she tells me she's all fine and dandy with it. Tell me, be honest. Is it me? Well, Sheila Miller tells me that I would not be experiencing so many negative thoughts or paranoid episodes if I just went back on my medication. Like, pills are the answer to everything. It's the exact same advice I got from my ex before I got wise to his perverted leanings. Well, things seemed to be going fine with him for a while, until one day, suddenly, he was unavailable to make himself available to me intimately. He says he's uncomfortable making love to me when my symptoms are going untreated. Yeah, right? I'll play along. So one day I'm coming up to Mr. 515, this is my ex. He's on the couch and he's going through a Land's End catalog. Now I take a peek and I see that he's checking out the women's feet in the shoe section. Now he quickly flips the page as soon as he sees that I've caught him, but I don't confront him. Not yet. But then he got sloppy. Twice more I found that catalog left open to the exact same page. First time I found it in his briefcase during a routine search of his personal belongings. Second time I found it in the drawer of his nightstand by our bed. It was around the holidays, so that evening we were putting up a Christmas tree and really getting into the spirit of things. He's all acting like everything's normal and he's not some foot-licking psycho. I couldn't take it anymore. So I went straight to the bedroom and I grabbed that catalog, the exact same one he's turned into his own personal porn magazine, and I confront the pig. Like any other deviant does, he starts his whole denial routine, but I'm not having it. Not on my watch. He says, he just starts acting all hurt, like he's the victim. And he says that I've spoiled everything. I've spoiled his surprise. And that he's been looking at that page of the catalog because I pointed that page to him before and told him that I liked those shoes. No, yes, I had pointed those shoes out to him before and told him I wanted them, but not for 1 second am I letting him turn this whole thing around on me. Next thing I know, he's going to the closet and pulling a box out of it. It's all wrapped with a bow and the whole nine. Next, I'm instructed to open it. And guess what's next? Inside that box are the same shoes from that catalog page. He said he had been so looking forward to giving these to me on Christmas morning, and that now I've ruined everything with another crazy accusation. And he said all of this with a straight face. I'm telling you, Daniel Day-Lewis could have done a better acting job. I said the lies stop now. Get the F-U-C-K out of our home. Now, for the sake of full disclosure, it was actually his apartment, so I was the one who had to leave, but my point had been made. Sheila Miller, PSYD, asked how I could possibly expect to make a full, healthy recovery if I keep making the same mistakes over and over again. She called me and gave me the condition that from now on, discussions about Mr. 515, or any of our other clients for that matter, are now off limits. Okay, Sheila Miller, PSYD. Whatever you say. Yeah, next Wednesday at 6 o'clock showed up, and Mr. 515 and I crossed paths again. As I'm walking past, I'm giving the world a face that shows that it's all good. Maybe halfway into the session, I make like I'm getting a call on my cell phone. I feel concerned, and I say it's an emergency and that I have to go. I run out of the office, and I immediately head towards the G train station. Oh, but I'm not going to the G train. I storm right up to the New Age Wellness Spa. You know, if Sheila Miller wants proof, then it's proof she'll have. Now, I make a quick call on my cell before I get to the doors for the showdown with Mr. 515 that's been waiting to happen. Now, I walk into the doors and I see a group of ladies pretending to be giving manicures and pedis and skin treatments. I shout, "Where are the whores?" But these sex workers are very, very well trained. So they're all just looking at me like, what's this lady's problem? The madam of the place then comes up to me and says that if I don't leave, she's calling the police. Oh, but I flip the script on her and I let her know I've already called the police and they'd be joining us at any minute to shut down this den of iniquity. When the officers arrive, I'm turning the back room inside out searching for Mr. 515, but he doesn't have the stones to show himself to me. If I had known what was going to happen next, I probably would have had second thoughts about launching the raid. Turns out the officers had no interest in taking down hookers or pulling Mr. 515 out of whatever dark corner he was hiding in. Instead, I'm the one who's placed in restraints and being advised of my rights. While everybody else in the world gets to act with depravity and fornicate freely without care or conscience, the only right that I have left is the right to remain silent. I wasn't thrilled to be back in my room at the hospital. Sometimes I think, for me, all roads lead back to the bed, the 3 meals, and the soft slip-on shoes at the ward. And the pills. Back to the pills. Sheila Miller, PSYD, came to see me. She wanted to know why I never follow our treatment plan, why I continue to choose to not get better. I ask why I'm the one who has to get better when every time I meet the world has gotten worse. Why I'm confined to the space between these 4 walls and the sick, bad people get to live freely. No pills, no soft slip-on shoes for the whores, for the men who degrade women, or for the boyfriends who hold back their love and say it's all my fault. No growth obstacle accusations for Sheila Miller when she lies, keeps secrets, or silences me when I say it's all wrong. I'll play along. For now. But when I get out, I'll get out. I'll let the world know the truth. But look at all of you. None of you know what I'm talking about. You can't hear me. Maybe they've gotten all of you and you're all on pills. You can't feel. You can't see it. But I'll be back. And then everyone will know the truth. You have no idea. No idea at all.
Thank you so much, Julian. Really appreciate it.